and how to lose, and how to choose.
Free CATV, welcome to the classroom. Well, hello, this is Linda Carpino from Walking Through Life TV show. Today I have a very exciting show. We're going to talk about CATV and what they do at CATV, the people involved with CATV, some of the things that producers can do, like myself and possibly you if you're interested in doing some type of show. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about they offer video camp for kids, Halloween-thon, contests for making movies, videos and things like that. So it's very exciting down here. So I am looking forward to having this conversation with Bob Franzoni and Sophie. Well, anyway, the one thing I want you to remember that all of this that CATV does, guess what? It's free. CATV is free. Now, where are you going to find that? I mean, you could put your event on the bulletin board. You can have your own TV show on CATV 8. Everybody can watch you. You can see it on Vimeo. It's free. It's free. So, Bob, do you want to tell us the history of CATV?
CATV was the brainchild of a former town manager named Cliff Vermelia of Hanover, New Hampshire, and the superintendent of the Dresden district, Dr. Joseph Delabadia. And Hanover is taking the funds that they got from Comcast from their franchise fee, and Norwich got franchise fees to state of Vermont. The idea of starting mainly a government channel that they would broadcast to Hanover Selectmen and the Dresden school districts, which contains 3 schools. And then later expanded, and we were located, excuse me, in the then library of Hanover High School. Then we moved to the cellar of Hanover High School. Then we moved out into where we are right now in the year 2000. And then we attracted, and Hartford and Heartland came aboard, and about 4 or 5 years ago, the city of Lebanon came aboard.
Okay, could you explain to us what CATV, the symbol, means?
CATV means Community Access Television.
Which means?
That the community, whether it's public, education, or government, can come involved with public access television. And we would train them and give equipment to produce programs.
So this not only is available for government meetings, but public too. So if somebody comes...
education.
In education, right. So the education might be something the school may be doing, or...
Well, it's a situation like where Sophie and I right now are working with Heartland Elementary School. We're training the students to produce programs. It could be the film slams that we're doing. It could be the music video contest. It could be video camp. It could be 48-hour film slam, the Halloween-a-thon, a number of things that would involve kids.
Wow, that sounds like a lot. So you do a lot with kids then.
Yes.
And so I've seen a lot of the shows when they have the music videos and the contests and things. But not only is it a Halloween contest for kids, but it's also for adults.
For high school and adults, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's if they want to find out more about Halloween Fun, they can just call, or any of the other film slams.
Oh, they can go on our website, www.catv8.org.
And that's another thing that CATV offers is Vimeo videos, right?
For our locally produced programs, not all of them.
Oh, okay.
We put a lot of the shows on our Vimeo. Our government meetings go on our website on video demand. Our government meetings do not go on Vimeo.
So we want to talk about who qualifies, and CATV is free. Why?
It is free because we get funding from the state of Vermont through a law called Rule 8 and the FCC. And we get funding from the city of Lebanon, the town of Hanover, as they're granted a franchise fee that goes into the town, and they cut us a check from part of their money.
So that's how CATV's funding.
Yes.
Right.
And plus money we take in the video camp, in the slams, and the contests.
Well, that's cool. And I want to talk a little bit about becoming a producer. What's the first step if you have an idea of doing some sort of show, whether it be a nonprofit or somebody like myself that just wants to come and sit and talk about a passion that we have, or an artist or a music video or whatever. What's the process of making that happen first?
Well, they should call CATV at 802-295-6688, and whoever answers the phone will gladly help them it'll probably be turned over to our production team to her training and telling how to work with camera and editing, things like that.
So anybody can come in the town of Hartford, I understand, can take a lesson on how to work the camera and the tripod and take it out to film events?
Not only Hartford, but Norwich, Heartland, Hanover, and Lebanon can do that.
Oh, I thought it was just Hartford. Where am I coming
All
from?
5 towns can do that.
Okay. That's good to know. And the best thing to know is that you're not going out there blind, that you have training.
Well, we train the best we can.
Right. The training doesn't take long.
Right, and this, again, it's public access, it's free speech.
Yep.
And so we're not the quality of PBS. We aim for that.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of production, especially by staff, are that quality level. But producers may not be there, but we work to try to train them to that level.
So if somebody wants to come and do like a documentary about something, they can obviously be trained to do that too.
Right, anytime they use our equipment, has to be put on TV, right?
It has to be on CATV first.
CATV first.
Right. And then as a producer, you also get a DVD?
Yes, free of charge.
Right. So but if anybody else wants copies, they got to pay a small fee.
$5.
$5.
Yeah.
That's not bad for a DVD, I think. Yeah. So what's this deal with just me when you say I have to pay with dark chocolate? That's not fair.
Well, there's certain producers that demand a lot, and we give a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And there's certain times that we ask for small favors, and can't help it that the production team likes chocolate.
Not the
I
production
don't.
team. No. This is you. This is you.
Yeah, well, I've sort of given up chocolate. I'm only into very, very dark chocolate now.
Very, very dark?
Yes.
I don't think we can find that. But I mean, how do you find the quality of people that come in that are interested in producing some sort of show or understanding more about CATV?
I think we have a wide variety of people that come into CATV. I think they're very interested in producing programs. We have a staff here that really likes working with them, that's willing to take their time, bend over backwards, help the would-be producer, and especially editing, which is always the longer part of the process, and they take the time to work with them.
Right. So they help them out as it goes by. It's not something that you have to sit down and understand and do it all by yourself.
Right.
Right. And how much does all this cost? CATV is free. How'd you like that for a commercial?
Awesome.
Well, we just want to make sure everybody knows that.
Yes, it's free.
Of course, yeah. And so for me, I think what I'd like to see, I'd like people come forward with their ideas. I mean, everybody's got a passion of some kind, whether it be an event that your nonprofit's having, or say if you like me, I have mental illness addiction issues, and I'm very passionate about using my voice for that. And so there's other things that maybe you're passionate about, whether it be a certain educational thing, like you want to educate people about, say mine's mental illness. So maybe you want to educate somebody about HIV or whatever it is that comes up in your head that you want to be educating people with. This is the way to do it, huh?
Right.
And interviewing people that matter. So, and I think everybody out there has a passion and they can find it. What do you think?
I think it's a great tool. CATV is a great tool to people get the message across, especially the government the sector, because not everybody can attend meetings.
That's it. Yeah,
So
it's
they
like
can
getting the
watch on
select board to come.
TV,
Yeah.
They can watch on our video demand, or we also back up our video demand at archive.org.
Yeah. Oh, so there's older ones on it.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're all on there. And so far, interesting enough, in about 3 or 4 months, we have 24,000 hits on people downloading on our archive.org.
Right, because that's where you can see all the older stuff and the older
Right,
meetings.
and our government meetings.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
in 200 years from now, the town of Hartford Selectmen will be on archive.org. If people look back 200 years from now and said, oh my gosh, this is what meeting looked like back then. So
That's the last thing I wanted to talk to you about is the future. What is your hopes for CATV going forward now?
well, I'm retiring into May,
Oh, no.
and because May they wanted to contract me with a new ED. I look forward to having good things happening with CATV. And I'm sure that they'll move forward. I think they got to think about different ways to involve the community than we do just traditional way of TV. I think we're talking about the different ways we can do that.
That's cool. So it could be almost anything.
Anything with media, we're looking at anything with media.
With media, yeah. That's cool. I think that's a good hope for CATV. And I personally want to take time to thank you very much for putting up with me for 10 years now. Of course, I always called you Franzini, not Franzoni. So, what do you think? What do you think about it now?
Never been pronounced correctly 3/4 of my life. So I'm
Oh,
just
then I'm not the only one.
No, I'm not.
No, that's good. And I also wanted everybody to know that Bob is quite the history buff. He can sit and tell you a story about what is it, the Gettysburg Address, or what? What is it that you do for history?
My son and I have reenacted the Revolutionary War.
There you go.
So Gettysburg Address, not the right war, but I can probably talk about it.
I can't. Maybe you should teach me sometime. But anyway, Bob, thank you very much for being a part of this show. And remember, CATV is always free, right? Is it free?
Right.
It's free.
Right.
Okay. So thank you very much, Bob.
Except a little dark chocolate would be fine.
No, don't listen to him.
Remember, CATV is free for all of you.
Okay.
Hey, Sophie.
Hi, Linda.
I want to introduce you to everybody out there that may not know you. So, you work here at CATV. What do you do?
I do. I am the production and educational outreach coordinator here at CATV. And I've been here for almost 2 years.
Yay. So, what's some of the things that an outreach person would do?
So anyone can give us a call at CATV at 802-295-6688. Give us a call and you'll probably be passed along to me, and we'll talk about the idea that you have and talk about what steps we need to take to make that idea happen into an actual digital video file that we can broadcast on local channels 8 and 10 and stream on our Vimeo channel and share your production with our community.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
So who qualifies to do this? I mean, what type of people can be producers?
Anyone.
Anyone.
Anyone with a desire to learn.
Like a light bulb.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. Yeah, I like to think of that way. And you're really good about, I've noticed too, about helping people get that idea from just over here to where it's full force done. Whether and a lot of nonprofits I know come by, and you're really helpful at helping them create a PSA for their nonprofit for the first thing. And then also it's, some of the nonprofits just go beyond that and decide that they want to do shows. And what's a show look like if you're working with a nonprofit?
Sure. So we're really proud of our partnerships that we've made with the local nonprofits in the Upper Valley. And so we've worked with Good Neighbor Health Clinic, we've worked with WISE of the Upper Valley, Vital Communities, and they'll come in with an idea that they have a mission that they want to sort of sculpt a video around. And they'll come, it's very relaxed, they'll come in and we'll chat about it, we'll make a plan, and then we'll figure out, the time frame that's needed for this, and because a lot of times it's for an upcoming event that they're sort of promoting, and so we want to make sure that we turn it around quickly so that they can get their shoot, I'm totally missing what I'm saying. Get their
Message.
There
we go.
Yes.
Yes.
Message out in time.
So let's talk a little bit about CATV filming an event. I understand that there's CATV is quite involved in that, and then also training so that the nonprofits can then go forward and film their own events. And talk a little bit about that.
Absolutely. So we have two amazing staff producers who film events all in the Upper Valley, and they are excited and available to film anything that's going on in our 5 towns. But if we have someone from the community who is willing to learn how to use the equipment, we love the opportunity to teach the craft of, using the camera and editing. And so we're really excited when someone is like, I have this event and I have a volunteer who would like to record the event, and we're happy to teach them how to do that if they don't have the skills already.
And the camera work and the tripod and everything is a really good tool, and to learn how all that works. And it's very easy. If I can do it, anybody can do it. And the other thing that we want to talk a little bit about when it comes to nonprofits, they have a lot of fundraising events and things like that, and the importance of being able to put your event on the bulletin board so that everybody can see it, and that's where the PSAs come into play. And you want to describe a PSA, what it's all about?
Yeah, well, I'll first say, though, that we have 2 channels that go directly into the homes of our community, and that's a really powerful thing. And so we just encourage people to really think about that. You know, if you have a message that you want to get out to your community, what better way than to use CATV? It's really a gift, these 2 channels, that it's a pipeline right into the homes of our community members. So we're just trying to let people know, remind people that we do have this opportunity for them.
Yeah, and it's not just nonprofits, everything. It's people like myself walking through life. There's been several producers for the animals, and you know, whenever there's a talk show created, that's a wonderful thing because it's an ongoing thing. And I think that the purpose of having like a talk show or show that features on, you know, like the Good Neighborhood Clinic doing a weekly show on what they do, and or the Turning Point Center or any of these other organizations that may have ongoing information that would be important for the community to know about. I think that's important. I really do. And how much does this cost? It's, whoops.
Oh! Well, funny you should ask.
Yeah.
It is free. Totally free.
Doesn't cost a thing, not one thing. And everybody around here is just really good. And I want to say one thing about the editing, because I've heard from a lot of people that, oh, I don't have time, or it sounds really difficult. I don't have time to go to school and learn how to edit. But editing to me is once you learn it, and not only that, but you have CATV staff here to help you. If you can't do something, they will help you do it and get the process going. One of the things I really like about editing myself,
Besides the fact that it's free.
besides it's free, I like, you know, incorporating my own music, doing my own design of what job title, you know, the title of the show will be. You know, and I came up with the name, my first name I came up with was Walking Through Life Together, which was too long. So that's how I came up with Walking Through Life. But over the years, I've changed several of the themes of the beginning and ending show. And it's just fun to come up with that, like a title for a show, you know? And it's like For the Animals just took that purpose of being a nonprofit that focus on a lot of things that they do, but not only what they do, but other people do to service animals. And I just think that's an important quality that producers can produce about.
And feel proud of their work.
Exactly, yeah, yeah. And it's just awesome that we do have Final Cut Pro, what is it?
10.
Final Cut Pro 10, which is a very easy editing form. And I'm somebody that's coming from no education. So, you know, I look at it and I say, you know, if I can do this, then anybody can do it. In an average sitting, when somebody comes in to edit, it can be anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours if they want to work, you know,
Absolutely.
at a time. Yeah. So, and I just think that editing is fun and educational and creative, you know. If you want to come in and make signs and put them up, you can, you know. They love signs, the CATV free signs, see? Is there anything else that the community should know a little bit about producing a show here or the other things that CATV offers?
I would just encourage anyone to come down, whether you work for a nonprofit, whether you want to do some volunteer work, you have an idea, you are a young filmmaker or older filmmaker, any of the above. We have so much to offer here, and we're really excited to work with you all.
And you could also be a comedian, which I am part-time comedian.
Of course.
I'm not a musician, but there are musicians that come and do.
You've sung a little bit.
Yeah, okay. Not very much. I'll leave that to Tim Frick. Well, hi everybody. This is the CATV studio. And guess what? You can work in the studio for free. It's free for you and everybody else too. Another fun fact about CATV, you never know who you're gonna meet here. It may be your one true love. Right, darling? Hey everybody, look at this great studio set here. We got lights, we got everything here. And one of the things that I like about the studio is we can be creative and create anything we want, from talk shows to dancing to singing to whatever you want. Use your imagination. Guess what? It's free through CATV. For anybody? That's right, I said anybody at all. So look what else you get for free. While you're in the studio doing your shoot, there's 3 cameras out there. And in here, this is called the control room. And in here, you got Sophie and Emily, and they are switching back and forth between the cameras to get the best shot of you. They're also working the mics. And this is how your show gets professionally done. And not only that, but you can learn how to do this too for free. Well, everybody, I want you to meet Brianna. Hi, Brianna.
Hi, I'm Brianna Spangler, and I have worked at CATV since March of 2012. I started here as an intern, part-time, and then the following summer I got asked to stay full-time, and I have been here ever since, and I love it. I am a producer. I produce shows, I go out into the community, and I film interesting things, and I edit them and turn them into interesting shows that the public likes.
Yeah.
I also train people when they come in and they're interested in being trained. Occasionally I'll help out with educational things, but that's very rare. Training's really simple. People come in and they're interested in either making a show of their own or just filming some kind of community production. And I walk them through what it takes to go out into the field, to bring the camera out there, to set up the tripod, and possibly any sound equipment they might need. And it's pretty easy.
So it's not like they're going in blind if they want to learn how to use the camera and the tripod. You teach them that.
Yeah.
And you're a lot of fun with that too. But some of the things that you have done too is like gone out and done like first shows for people, when we went out and did the police department, the fire department ride along, or done some footage at the aquatic center, and the hopes is that other people will see that show and say, hey, that might be something that I'd be interested in trying, is being a, what do they call it, videographer? Is that what they call it?
I think it's a videographer.
A videographer.
Community videographer.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that seems to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, the people who do it seem to really enjoy it. There's a lot of people that seem a little intimidated by it, and they, either I don't know how to use the camera, or I don't know if I'm going to make a mess up, and what I make isn't going to be like high quality, but we're pretty good at training you and showing you how to do it and making you feel comfortable and realizing, if it's your first time, it's not always going to be perfect, but that's okay, because it's a learning experience always. Even I'm always learning every time I go out. So
it's kind of like when you're learning too, is that you take the camera out first and the tripod out after you show them how to use this. Mm-hmm. So their first experience might be going downtown and talking to people down there and getting it on film. So when they bring it back, they can actually see how it went, whether the noise or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You can help them with that.
Yeah,
obviously.
we'll normally send them out on a real short kind of, just go get a little bit of footage of anything. It doesn't even have to be an interview. It could just be you walking down the street and we're getting some good pans or good shots of places. And then from there you can see how you did while you were taping, what you did wrong, what you did right, and then we'll slowly show you how to edit. Mm-hmm. Editing takes little time. That also is something that seems to intimidate people a lot.
I think it's because they think they got to be for long hours to do that.
Yeah.
When actually it's like you sit at the studio no longer than 2 hours to do editing.
Yeah, if that's what you want. I mean,
Right.
you could even come in for 15 minutes,
Yeah,
10 minutes
so-
if you want. If that's all you can handle, it doesn't matter. It's not going to hurt our feelings if you leave early.
Some of the fun things that you can do in editing, what can you think of that's really fun for people?
Well, it depends, I think, on your age range. Mm-hmm. The kids love to use all kinds of different effects, and they can change the color, and they can make things sound fun, and that's something that I think the kids really enjoy. In terms of adults, it's a lot of fun to be able to take a really raw project and cut it down and make it into something that is like, it's beautiful and it looks really good, and you've made the perfect cuts and you've made the perfect transitions and you've added the right titles, and it turns out something that you would see on any TV station.
Right.
And I think that, in my opinion, is the most fun, just because that's what I get to do.
Yeah.
And so when I know that I filmed something that was, you know, the shots weren't super exciting, or it wasn't just like a real flashy production, but I can go in afterwards and make it into something that is really clean cut and really beautiful. In my opinion, that's probably one of the most fun things.
Yeah, I think so too. I've had some fun doing that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've done a few things like Glory Days Parade. I like doing that, or like Friends of Ed's fundraising. I've done a few of those, and it's just and even going to the Governor's Committee for Employing People with Disabilities, just being able to make that that sense of I came up with something that looks really, really good. It's a good feeling.
Yeah.
You know, and when you're doing that, you're actually producing. That's actually producing. Just as if you sit here and you produce a talk show, when you go out and film something and edit it and, you know, do the whole thing, then you're being a producer. And what a great title. And it's all free.
Yeah, it's all free.
It's all free.
It's a lot of fun, and not only are you benefiting yourself, you're benefiting the people in the community that don't have the opportunity to attend an event that they might find interesting.
Yeah, I was just talking to a friend of mine like that, because she was talking about an event that was going to be videotaped, and she couldn't get there. So her one comment to me was, oh, thank God it's going to be on CATV.
Yeah.
So you can go back and look at it, you know, and see that it was done, even if it wasn't done by you.
Yeah.
So you can sit back and, you know, if you, I know that Dartmouth sometimes has Walking Through Life shows up there, so no matter if you're a subscriber, you can see it that way. You can also see them on Vimeos, and what did Bob say, archive.com?
Archive.org.
.org.
I think that's mainly for our government videos.
Government meetings, yes.
But that's, I think, probably what most people watch for. People really want to know what's going on around towns, and that's what we're here to show you. So.
Yeah. And it's not just CATV that goes out and tapes the events.
Yeah.
And what qualifications do you have to be a videographer?
Zero. You
Zero.
don't have to have any qualifications. If you come in and you show an interest, we'll train you, we'll show you how to do it, and that's it.
Yeah.
If you like it and if you're good at it, that's all it takes. And if it takes you a while to get good at it, we're pretty patient. We're good at, you know, showing you the ropes. So
Yeah.
it's pretty laid back. It's an easy environment.
Yeah. And you're fun to work with too.
Oh, thanks. You are too, Linda.
Thanks. So I think what we're going to talk about next is what's next for CATV for you.
For me, that's a good question.
Or what do we got coming up? Anything good?
Oh, well, I mean, we're currently in the midst of the Halloween-a-thon, which is, that's a lot of fun. People really love it. We've got, I think, I'm not sure about the logistics, but I think we have 22 teams, which is almost as big as last year. It's a lot of fun. It's a 5-minute video competition. Well, you get all month to make the video, but you make a 5-minute video. It's supposed to be either the scariest or most interesting horror film that you can make, and the winners get cash prizes, and it's a good time. Everyone goes to the hop and watches the videos all together, and people dress up, so that's a lot of fun. We do a lot of competitions and things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Competitions and, you know, fun events. And that's one thing I love about CATV, is that it is a lot of fun. It doesn't have to be, it's not serious, you know, well, yeah, it's serious if you want to, you know, get into being serious, but you can also have a lot of fun here too.
Yeah, it's fun and serious.
Yeah.
Because like your shows are serious, but every
Not
time you come
always,
in,
though.
But when you come in, people have a good time. You're a hoot, Linda.
I like to be that way, though. That's my personality, I guess.
Good.
Not everybody has one, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Brianna.
Thank you. Oh, by the way, it's all free.
For you?
Yeah.
Free for everybody. Yay, free. We like free, don't we?
Everyone likes free.
Everybody likes free.
Yeah.
This is Linda Carbonell, and we're cutting off for Walking Through Life today. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Go ahead.
And it's all free at CATV for anybody.
Walking through this life of mine, well, it's teaching me so many things, like how to love and how to lose and how to